guess my last stream fouled up with something fierce, so it completely deleted it and ended my stream. So I guess I'll have to start over again. Let's see, starting all over. So a couple weeks ago, Brad, Dad, Rachel's father, and Jamie, her husband, asked me if I would take over the family's search and recovery efforts for Rachel on the mountain and coordinate and spearhead the efforts and officially become their search operations manager and lead them on their plight of finding their loved one. And I was a little reluctant at first, but established some boundaries and some guidelines and accepted it with an honor and a heavy heart at the same time. Our search operations plan is deemed our mission name is deemed Operation Ray of Love because I guess that's what she was to everybody around her, and I would say that she must have been because in her absence she still has people out there loving her and caring about her, and strangers coming together to be able to bring her family closer and find out the rest of what transpired with her out there on the mountain. I'm doing this video not only to state that now we are the 49th parallel spearheading the family's search effort on Rachel's father's side and Jamie. And I want to just let everybody know that and where we go from here. So, it's September 1st. We don't have much longer to be on the mountain. Usually come second week of mid-October, snows start coming in. So we've pretty much got a little over a month to find her. No, I'm not up on the mountain right now, Mike. I don't have that well of capabilities. But thanks for watching. So there's been a lot of, the family established the Find Rachel page on Facebook, where, a lot of people come together and volunteer to search and, show their support and ask what, they can do to support the family. And there's some people who, are using it for personal gain or personal advantage or whatever you want to call it. And trying to, without the family's blessing, trying to launch their own search operation plan on the mountain for Rachel and doing it in Rachel's name, which is totally uncool. And that's why I'm doing this video to address that. If anybody's going to volunteer, they have to be approved by me. They have to contact me via our page or through Facebook or Instagram or whatever. I got a pretty, not too rigorous of a skill set that I like to see in people. Definitely, want to make sure that, one, the people who volunteer are capable. Two, that while they are out there searching, that they're safe and doing it safely and correctly, and not just running around on the mountain causing chaos. When we were up on, weekend before last, me, Ryan, and Clay, we were dropping down over into the Hard Creek drainage area. And when we were going through this coal to kind of cut down on travel time and distance, and it was kind of a little hairy spot. But once we got up inside the coal on this knife ridge that the lookout actually sits on, which is the second highest point on the Hidden Lake Ridge, a rock got knocked off and went tumbling down into the drainage. And there was a bear down there that we didn't see, and the rock scared the bear, and the bear just starts taking off uphill like insane. And then all of a sudden, we notice the bear stop. He kind of grunts a little bit and then turns around and runs down the mountain like a madman. And we were like, whoa, what's that all about? So we start yelling at the bear, yeah, get out of here, bear, get out of here. So once the bear was gone, we dropped down into Hard Creek, searched around, and then traversed around the southwest side, come up on the ridge, went back, met up with Jamie and them late in the afternoon, and then Jamie and them tells us how this one guy, Greg, who's been up there just kind of searching on his own accord, was over on that side, and a rock got kicked loose from somebody. He thought somebody threw a rock from up high, from the lookout, scared the bear, and the bear came charging straight towards him. So he was sitting there yelling, which we didn't even see him or hear him. He starts yelling at the bear, smacking his trekking poles together to scare the bear, and the bear finally realized that, oh, there's a dude there, turned around and ran downhill. And this is the thing that we're trying to avoid with just chaotic people out there searching, is we didn't know Greg was down in there. And we needed to. If we knew Greg was down in there, we could have mitigated any danger as much as possible, that we could have done. Can't really mitigate, rocks kicking down all the time, but it happens. But still, we need to know where people are when they're up on the mountain, and not knowing or not being able to communicate with them, just puts a lot of people at risk, and we can't have that at all, especially if I'm going to be running the family's search operations. We have to have coordination between anybody who's going to be up there on the mountain. Hence, this RB guy who's trying to start his own search operations. He does not have the family's blessing. He's posted quite a few times on the Find Rachel page about his plan and what he wants to do and what he's offered. He's personally contacted me about it, and I've told him, hey, yeah, thanks for your support, but what you want to do as to do to search is not something that's in line with what our operation plan is right now. But if we do decide to do something like that, would definitely contact you and let you know. And he's like, okay. And he posted some article with his hypothesis on what happened to Rachel on his personal domain page. And then he's like, well, I guess I'll just take that down off my domain page, which he did. But then this morning I go and look, and he's got, a deal up saying, yeah, I'm putting together another search operations in the name of Rachel, and he's got it posted to his domain page and whatnot. And that's not the way you go about it. It's not cool to me, in my opinion. I think the guy's just trying to garner publicity for his freelance book thing. I guess he's a kind of a paranormal investigator, and he's on the DB Cooper case, trying to do that, investigating the DB Cooper thing. And I guess he's got his own like little private book publishing thing. So to me, it just seems like he's trying to get a little bit of attention for his deal. But the number one thing is, we can't have people out there searching for Rachel on the mountain while we're trying to conduct our search, who don't have the blessing by the family and who don't have any experience in search operations, especially managing them. So anybody who's watching this, or who sees this, or wants to help, who wants to search, or who just wants to help, help with the operations. Like, we need porters to porter up some gear. If we decide to stay overnight up there, food, whatever, anything, any support, as long as it's coordinated through me, through us, and through the family, is a blessing. But the moment you try to step on that mountain and search and launch your own thing in the name of Rachel or her family, without their blessing, is super bad form, and is gonna, and puts people at risk. And and if you know what you're doing, you don't do that. When the family's having a search operation, can you give me an update of what was said prior to this time? Hey, Jacqueline Lakoduk. As in far as what would you like to know? Um, just ask. But so I sent him. I talked to some of the gals who and Jamie about it, about this guy posting. They pretty much removed him completely from the Find Rachel page on Facebook, because because it's dangerous. It's putting people at risk unnecessarily. So since you wouldn't heed warnings, or advice on, yeah, hey, we got it covered, We'll reach out to you if we need you. He's going and doing it his own way, and it's not good. I'm just joining the chat. I wanted to know what was discussed already. Oh, we're just discussing the the Brad and Jamie asked me to be the search operations manager, which you probably already know since your family. Um, and coordinating volunteers who wants to go up and search, making sure that the search operations are ran effectively and safely, so we're not, so we can mitigate any type of risk or danger that's out there with people on the mountain. That's the number one focus of this, is not only to bring Rachel home to her family, but to make sure that those who are on the mountain trying to achieve that goal is effective and doing it as safely as possible. So that's pretty much what's been discussed so far, and what I'm going to continue to discuss. You're welcome. So so if you see, if you're watching this and you see on the Rachel page or anywhere on the internet that someone other than me or the Jamie or Brad is trying to launch a search operations, know this: they don't have the blessing from Jamie or Brad. They're not coordinating with us at all, and to stay away from them, because if they were serious, if they did know what they were doing, they wouldn't be striking out on their own without the family's blessing or without coordinating with us. So I sent a personal message to the guy asking him to, hey, you need to pull that article, stop using Rachel's name on your personal web domain, and take it off, because if you don't, the family will probably get some lawyers involved or something. So we'll see if that takes place. But those are the things I want to clear the air with. Also, I noticed on the Find Rachel page. Okay, I will, and I'm sure you can ask Emily also, but I'll definitely DM you and let you know who that guy is. Um, so the family, Emily, who runs, she's an administrator for the Find Rachel page. She did a post today, officially confirming to everyone that myself and the 49th crew will be leading the family's efforts in bringing Rachel home, and also that they are starting a GoFundMe to to get finances to be able to pay for certain services that might take place. Now, I'm not overseeing the financial aspect of it. I'm the search operations manager. So Jamie or Emily or someone on that side of the family is actually the financial officer. I don't think they've decided who is going to take that yet. But I just wanted to put out there, on their behalf, what those funds would be used for, if people donate to this new GoFundMe that they're going to launch. Now, there are a lot of people who wish to help. We do know some HRD canine teams that live on the East Coast or live in other places, and just as the same in the Sam Sayers case, is the GoFundMe donations go straight to things like that. Paying for plane tickets to fly these people out here. Most of the time, they'll offer their services for free, but the only thing they ask is that their expenses of getting out here is paid for, which is totally reasonable. Searchers need food on the mountain, supplies, stuff like that. So funds from that will go to there. So like I said, all the funds that's raised, and you don't have to donate to that either. If you want to make sure, if you want to buy a bunch of Mountain House and send to us or send to Jamie and them, so they have food while they're mountain, you could do that. If you want to send Amazon cards to them to be able to get the gear that they need, I'm pretty much geared out. My crew's pretty much geared out, so we're set there. The supplies you will all be needing. Okay, I will. That's another way that you can support this family in their plight. Is you can send them Amazon cards. If they got personal lists of like things that they could really use. I know Brad Dad really needs a good sleeping bag, because when he stayed on the mountain, he kind of froze at night, and he had this huge Walmart sleeping bag that weighed like 6 or 7 pounds and was only good for like 40-degree weather. Backpacks, I know Brad Dad bought him a good backpack, but it's decent. It could be a little bit bigger. So things like that. That's another way you can support the family's plight. Is if you don't have money to give or don't feel comfortable just giving money, you can donate supplies to them, and we'll set up. I'll talk to Emily or Jacqueline or I think it's Peggy's the other gal's name. Can't remember. And maybe get a PO box set up or an address where people could send supplies to. So that's another way. Another way to show good support is, if you got the skills to be on the mountain and feel comfortable being coordinated in the search efforts, come up there. If you're just a trail hiker and you want to carry up some gear to a base camp, if we establish a camp up there, that's a way to support. All the prayers and well wishes and blessings are huge supports to us and the family also. So, from here, like I said, we only have, a little over a month before the snows come back. So, I've been spending as much time up there. Brad Dad and Jamie has been rotating weekends up there. We do have quite a few people who are planning on being up there every weekend. So, if you want to help, reach out to the Rachel page, to Emily and them, or to us, and we'll see what we can make happen. But like I said, if it's not if you're being coordinated to volunteer to search, that's not with by us or Brad or Jamie, then they're not they don't have the blessing, and don't be on the mountain with them, because at least with us, we do have experience in it. We're mountain men. We're in the mountains all the time. We have a track record of where we make sure that we put people with the appropriate skill sets in the appropriate zones to search. So thanks for watching. If you got any questions, hit that, put in the comments below, like and share. I'll be posting this to a few different of my social media platforms, so the message is out there. And thanks for all your support, and hopefully we can bring Rachel home this year. Thanks for watching.